Welcome to English Flow Stories, your gentle space to relax, listen, and learn English with heartwarming stories. These slow English tales are made to help you shadow, practice, and grow at your own pace. Today's story is called The Patient Fisherman, a peaceful journey about life, learning, and quiet wisdom. Now take a deep breath, close your eyes if you like, and let the gentle waves of the story carry you forward. In a quiet coastal village where the breeze smelled of salt and the sky turned orange at sunset, there lived an old fisherman named Ramu who had spent more than 50 years with the sea. His hair was white like sea foam, and his skin was brown and wrinkled like tree bark, but his eyes were kind and full of calm. Ramu owned only a small wooden boat and a worn out net, but he was rich in patience, wisdom, and peace. Every morning before the sun woke up, Ramu would walk down to the shore, his feet leaving soft prints in the sand, carrying his net over one shoulder and a small basket in his hand. The other fishermen, younger and louder, would rush with big boats and shiny equipment, racing to catch the biggest fish, shouting and laughing as they completed. But Ramu moved slowly without worry, humming an old song that his grandfather once taught him. He believed the sea had its own rhythm, its own timing, and that the best things in life come to those who wait the gentle heart. One morning, as he pushed his little boat into the quiet water, he saw a young boy named Kiran sitting on the rocks, alone and thoughtful. Kiran had recently come to the village from the city after losing his parents and thought his aunt took care of him. He often felt lost, silent, and said the noisy village life didn't suit him. But something about the old man and the sea made feel calm. Ramu smiled the boy and waved, and the next day he invited him to come aboard. Kiran hesitated at first but accepted. Stepping carefully into the boat, they just little as they floated on the water, just the soft splash of the oars and the calls of distant seabirds. For many days, the boy joined Ramu, watching, listening, and learning how to tie knots, how to cast the net, how to feel the direction of the wind by the way it touched the skin. He learned to notice the shape of the clouds and the way fish jumped before rain. Slowly, Kiran began to speak, to ask questions, and Ramu answered in slow, kind words. The sea speaks in silence, he said, and the silence teaches more than noise ever can. Sometimes they caught fish, sometimes they didn't, but Ramu never showed anger or disappointment. He always said, today the sea rests, tomorrow it may dance. One day, while they waited for fish, Ramu told Kiran stories about his youth, how he had once saved a baby turtle and returned it to the sea. However, he had followed the stars when he was lost at sea, and how patience helped him surviving storms, hunger, and loneliness. Kiran listened with wide eyes and amazed at how someone so quiet had lived such a fulfilled life. In time, the villagers began to notice a change in Kiran. He smiled more, spoke more gently, and began helping the older people with the small tasks. They said he is becoming like the fisherman, and they were right. When Ramu grew older and weaker, he stopped going to sea. He gave Kiran his boat, his net, and a small silver pendant shaped like a fish. He said, it's not just about catching fish, it's about understanding the sea and yourself. Kiran continued the daily routine, rowing the same boat, casting the same net, singing the same song softly under his breath. He taught other children to fish, told them stories, and passed on the wisdom that Ramu had given him. He never shouted or rushed. People came from the other villages to see the quiet younger fisherman who sit for hours without moving, smiling at the waves. They said the sea near the village had become calmer, as if it too remembered Ramu's kindness. On full moon nights, the villagers swore they could hear Ramu's old song in the breeze, and some said they saw a dolphin swimming near the shore. always alone, always watching. Kiran never claimed to know if these stories were true. He only smiled and said, "The sea has many secrets." And so the patient fisherman lived on, not in body, but in spirit, in silence, in kindness, and in every ripple that touched the shore. His story flowed into the hearts of many, just like the tide that returns each day, always the same yet always new. And as long as someone listened to the waves with care and cast their net with hope, the story of the patient fisherman will never truly end. Thank you for joining us today on English Flow Stories. We hope this peaceful story helped you slow down and enjoy your English learning. If you find joy and calm in this tale, please like, share, and subscribe for more English stories that keep gently to the heart. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, keep flowing with English Flow Stories. Bye.